Hey guys, wanted to bring you a little update from about 2 weeks ago. I guess you could call these devlogs. There was a lot of things that I did that are not necessarily easily appreciated over the last 2 weeks. If you follow the Discord, you saw some of my thoughts and things that I did. There was a patch that we released, had some bug fixes and things like that. The notes are in the Discord. They're kind of written so that they don't get too into the weeds on the details. So sometimes they look light, but believe you me, there's a lot of work that goes into making even small changes. We don't have any formal dev tools, and well, these changes and patches are done largely by me. So, anyways, I wanted to show you guys progress here, continuing our last devlog. A little update on what happened in the interim. I did get some AI logic improvements. I rewrote just this massive thing in our whole system. So it took a lot of time to do that, and it involved pretty much every system. And in that process, the AI logic was touched on. So just to give you like some concrete examples, for example, the drudges, would spam their Vigor heal on cooldown, basically. So what was happening was they weren't putting their spells on cooldown. So that was a fix. Now, they still use their Vigor heal and things like that, but there's not much I can necessarily do right now to fix that because I need to tweak that code a little bit more, and I don't want to at the moment. The AI is very basic right now. So, for example, other games will have different types of AI, wild beast AI and I don't know, guard AI, and we don't really have that because, truthfully, Asheron's Call to AI was honestly really quite simple. I think a lot of the nuances came from the way they varied their attacks and the attack types they had, and I think the debuffs they had really created a sense of sort of a lot of dynamic kind of playstyles, like for example getting knocked back by a war wrath or getting your attack speed slowed down by this, and made it feel like the combat was different, or getting hit really hard by like a Gurog gladiator, or missiled down or whatever. So, but I think in the end, the AI was always just like, "Are you in range? Yes, you're in range. Okay, I'm gonna try and attack you," and that was kind of it, right? There was no. It's not like what was that game that really was responsible for bringing in behavior trees into the sort of gaming scene? I think that's Halo, right? Is credited largely as having done that with their little minions that would run away when the elite would die. They'd scatter, or when they'd see like the Master Chief, they had different behaviors and reactions. So we're obviously not using behavior trees. That's very very complex. It I have done behavior trees before for my little projects that I do, so I am familiar with them. But I will tell you that when I was using it, I felt like it was overly complex for what I was doing. It gives you a ton of flexibility, but because of how powerful it is, sometimes it's too much for what you're doing. And right now, and I don't know if ever Asheron's Call to AI will require behavior trees, unless you really want to get interesting and creative with their behaviors. But things I would like to do way before that is obviously fix things like physics, fix things like their ability to see through walls so they're not aggroing you like across walls, and I also want to add their ability, which goes with physics, to respect geometry, right? Because right now they'll just fly right through geometry to you. So, you know, behavior trees and all that is way, way, way down the line. If we ever, ever, ever get there, and we ever think it's something just for the lulls that we could add as like a little experiment, and all that. But anyways, so what's the whole point of this video that I'm making today? Well, like I said, I wanted to continue this, so obviously here I am to bring you that. So I'm gonna talk to him, and he wants me to go get the crude flat hammer. And oh my gosh, look at this! I was totally not expecting that request at all. I definitely didn't. Wow, this is, oh my goodness, jeez. And of course, a drudge was nice enough to leave one laying around there for us. So that's fantastic. Anyways, let's go ahead and turn in that totally unexpected request. And we get our iron here. Okay. And let's go ahead and open up our. Now, I always do this every time. There we go. I'm learning. And so this is new, right? Look at that. We got our Arwick Mines Overseer recipe. We got it from him, right? That wasn't in there. I think some people noticed, like, who went on the emulator, they're like, hey, I can't find any quest recipes. Yeah, because they're given and removed based on the quest status. So now, here's this. And so if you watch the other video, you know we can make surveying, we can make crafting tools. What you couldn't do previously was you couldn't put any ingredients into this, and voila, you have your ingredient in there now. So you can request to the server, hey, I'd like to craft this. These are my ingredients, and let's see what happens. Well, would you look at that? Here we have an Arwick Mines short sword. Isn't that amazing? And look at that. We got the quest advance too. Now, I don't think there's any quest data in our database right now for anything past this part of the quest. So I may not be able to complete this. I might. I don't know. Maybe. And I might also crash the server because, well, like I said, there's nothing in here past this. Well, okay. There might be. Let's see. I don't know. Here we go. Let's talk to him. Actually, I think you have to give him the sword, truthfully, but I'm just going to talk to him and see if it works. Wow, look at that. And I got the guide to new players. And I got the Find Miller of Kahan quest. Unfortunately, I failed it instantly because I need to fix that bug in the database. The timer for that quest is set to like a negative value because technically if it's a negative value, it should not be failable. And of course, you failed it. So, what does this all mean, my friends? It means I hope you are proud to have lived and to see this monumentous moment in time where we have now almost all the tools necessary to advance any quest that we would like. What are we missing? Well, we're missing surveying, right? Because the miller wants us to find her some stone. So I have not yet finished the hot and cold game, but if you know from the last video, I did create for us the ability to make surveying maps. And actually, I don't know if the build I'm on privately here will allow for this. We have internal builds that vary, and that's for keeping different features we develop sort of separated to, make sure that we can track down bugs and know what is causing what, right? So actually, I don't know if this will work, so sorry if it doesn't. But it does, I think, on the emulator right now, so you can go in there and make your map if you want. You could even give it to a cartographer. And here you go. So, oh, and the other thing is too, when you complete that quest and you advance, well, okay. Apparently you didn't lose access to this, but you're supposed to. Okay, so that's a little thing I need to, you know, take care of. I have to figure out how I want to do that. I would have thought truthfully that it would have removed itself upon completion of the sword quest, but maybe not. Maybe it did, and maybe I'm just not handling it properly. So, all right, guys, that's kind of what I wanted to share. Oh, and I do want to show you that some of the effects from Monsters 2 got working better. That was another thing that I kind of wanted to show you guys. So, like, let me come down here. I want to show you sort of kind of. Let me just find some wild beast. There you go. Now, hopefully I don't die, but I want to show you this. You see that? I got debuff. Now, if you watch me attack, I actually... Oh, I don't have a weapon. Oh, no. Fight! I'm actually... If you pay attention to the guy's speed of attack, and then watch when it falls off, it's a little faster. It's probably hard to tell. And just ignore the... the Fintos attacking itself. It just killed itself. This bug is waiting to be fixed on live. I'm waiting for that. It's fixed again on another build, just not here. So, anyways, that's what I wanted to show you guys. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video, or see you in Dareth.